This is incredibly interesting. Hello and welcome to another diesel review, this time an incredibly impressive locomotive from Bachmann. Hello and welcome to what I think is the first ever time I have unboxed a locomotive without having even touched it before. I am very excited because today, literally 5 minutes ago, a package arrived for me, and this is something that I've been waiting for a couple of weeks now, so I'm incredibly excited to open this and see what's inside. So I think we get straight into it because I can see you're just as excited as I am, so let's get right into this now. So I ordered this online. I think it was pre-owned, but it's in incredibly good condition, hardly been touched. Oh, I can see it already. This is so exciting. And there it is. Oh yes, this is the Bachmann Class 08 in DB Schenker livery. So as I say, this just arrived and I have literally never touched this. So I am so excited to get this unboxed. But first of all, I want to go over the packaging. So before you mention any marks or anything, I think that might have been just from the postage because it was in very good condition on the site. It might even have been me with my violent unboxing out of excitement. But should we just go over the packaging then? So it's Bachmann's more modern packaging, still what we see today on their newest locomotives. So this can't be any more than 2 years old. We got a wonderful brief history of the Class 08 on the back there, so you can pause and read that, but I think I'm going to read it myself because I haven't actually read that yet. Very exciting. We've also got the packaging there, numbers there, so we got the Class 08 diesel shunter 08907, which is running number, DB Schenker red, and it is just phenomenal. So I think it's time to get straight into what I want to get into, and I'm sure you do too, which is to get it open. So let's just slide this out of its wonderful packaging here. Oh yes. Okay, got block of ice packaging, which is always good to see. Very secure. Just roll it out here, and oh my. Okay, so we've got some product maintenance and care, which is good to see. This is quite heavy. I'm excited to see this. So some block of ice packaging here, which keeps it very safe. Just slide that off there. Wonderful. And oh my goodness me, when you take that off, you just suddenly just realise how much detail is on this. It is incredible. So just get this open and have a feel of it. Oh right, okay. So immediately I can get the weight of this thing. That is incredibly heavy for what it is. It's a lot heavier than it looks, and I can instantly feel some die cast, which is very exciting. So much detail on this. I just can't wait to get this onto the white background. But I think we may as well just get straight into the detail of this because I am so excited to let you see all of these things. So let's just get straight into the detail then. So there she is, the Bachmann Class 08, looking absolutely stunning on that white background there. We're now going to have a look at all the details that this locomotive has, which is, there's so many to go through. Where to start, I don't know. Okay, so we'll start with separately fitted detail on this locomotive. There is so many. First of all, these handrails here, they are all separately fitted, including the handles on the doors on the side. We've got separately fitted handrails on the side of the cab, and if I turn the locomotive around slowly, we have separately fitted, I don't know what these are. Those are definitely rear lights. I don't know what these things are, but they're separately fitted, and that's very good to see. We've got a separately fitted air whistle there, which is very small. I don't know if you can actually see that. And we also have separately fitted handrails and lights around the front of the locomotive also. Separately fitted windscreen wipers on these windows, which of course are glazed, I should point out, and looking wonderful there. We've also got separately fitted handrails, or I suppose just railings, on the side of the stepladder towards the front of the locomotive. There are no handrails on the stepladder to the back. As far as printing is concerned, we've got the running number, which, as I said, is 08907. Beautiful printing there. We've got the beautifully printed Deutsche Bahn logo, which is printed beautifully even on the doors, which is a funny shape, which has been moulded, so that's very good to see. Really, really fine printing for the warning signs towards the bottom and the top of the cab. And again, really, really, really fine printing built above the running number, which is legible. It says main tank. And legible printing here, it says BAS Bescott. Coming up to the front of the cab, we've got a beautifully moulded grille here for the front of the locomotive. And towards all of the locomotive, you can see that there are rivets everywhere. Some very visible there under the light there, but rivets are well printed everywhere on the locomotive. I'll point some more out there. There's some there and some more grills as well. It's just very impressive the way everything has been moulded. Towards the very, very front plate of the cab, we've got a little coupling there, which is added for realism. Removable NEM couplings with tension locks, which is really good to see. We've got buffers here, which are sprung. Of course, they're sprung. It's just the quality, as far as quality is concerned, they couldn't be anything but sprung. And now we're going to move on to looking at this beautiful red livery. So I really like the wasp striping on these locomotives. I think wasp striping just looks really good on these class of diesels, as well as on the 09s. But you see them on the 06s and the 04s as well. But I think it looks particularly beautiful on these locomotives. And of course, these are also famous for their amazing connecting rods that run up and down the side of the locomotive. This time on this locomotive, they're a beautiful vivid yellow, which just I imagine is going to look incredible when the locomotive is running. I was actually mistaken when I thought that this model had die cast. It was in fact that the model is just so heavy. I think there must be a few good weights and a very powerful mechanism inside this locomotive, so I imagine she's going to be quite a good runner. Looking at the underside of the locomotive now, there's beautiful moulded detail just above the connecting rods on the wheels there, which is, I mean, very difficult to see for the naked eye, but it's just such a lovely touch that wouldn't normally be noticed, but it's just such a beautiful locomotive all in all, with all of its details put together. Details aside though, as beautiful a locomotive this is and how long I could talk about the details, I think it's time to get this down to the track because I am so excited to see how well it performs. So let's get into that now. Okay, so as I say, I have never ever had this locomotive operating. This is my first ever time having it down the track. So I am really, really looking forward to see how she performs. So this locomotive weighs in at an astonishingly impressive 220 grams. So for the size of it I think the weight is incredibly impressive. As there isn't much die-cast on the body, I think there must be some incredibly big weights inside. And I looked at the instructions, it looks like we've got quite a big flywheel there. So we should see some very good performance if my track holds up and turns out not to be too dirty. So let's give her a test, shall we? We'll start with a slow crawl and see the best she can do. I don't imagine we'll be very disappointed. So here we go, first time ever running in. Oh my. Okay. I think that might just be dirty track. Oh, I didn't even have to touch it. That is, hang on a second, if we just turn the power up a little bit. That is incredibly impressive crawl. If I just get it going a little tiny bit faster. That is incredibly impressive. Well, we'll run her in and see how she does, and then come back in a few minutes when she's had a run in and see if she can do a better crawl. Okay, running in has occurred. She's been going around for about half an hour. And I must say I'm incredibly impressed with the performance of this thing. There was not a sound in the living room for ages. This is an incredibly quiet locomotive. But anyway, I think we should do another test with the crawl having run in now. I would like to point out for the observant ones, yes, she was on the inside track before, she's now on the outside line. This is because I realised that the inside track's actually a little bit dirty, so I'll have to give that a clean, and I think that was stopping her, showing her full potential for crawling. So we're going to test her on the outside line now. So let's give it a test and try it out. Here we go, second time testing for crawls. Oh wow. Okay, so she jumped straight in there. Let's go going back the other way. So, looking at that, that is an incredibly impressive crawl. Very smooth as well. Look at that. Yeah, so the inside track with the dirt on it must have been hiding her full potential, because that is a lot better than it was before. But running in must have done some good as well. I'm sorry, I can't stop testing this. This is so impressive. Yeah, I am chuffed to bits with that. Really, really impressed. Well, I think it's time to do what she was made for, and maybe get her hooked up to a couple of coal wagons, and then maybe do a bit of shunting with her just to have a bit of fun. So let's try that now. Let's see if she can hook up to these successfully then. Looks like she's done that very successfully. I think I'm just going to leave her going now, so enjoy the running session, and maybe we'll test her again a bit later. Such a quiet runner. It's just a pleasure to watch. No problem at all whatsoever crossing those express points. Really impressive performance. Okay, so having had an absolutely splendid running session with absolutely no issues whatsoever, I thought it might be fun to get her loaded up onto a much longer train and see what she can do. So let's get that now. Okay, there we are. So we've got a much longer train now. Okay, there's a couple of things to note here. First of all, this locomotive does not have traction tyres. This locomotive is running beautifully on its own weight and its own wheels, so that's wonderful. Second of all, I would like to note that this is virtually every wagon I have that's in running condition. So I guess it's just up to this little guy now. I wonder if she can take it. Here we go. Okay, that is unbelievable. And we appear to have a derailment. So let me re-rail it first. But yeah, somehow she's just about managing it. Well, in many ways then, this is an incredibly impressive locomotive. I'm really, really pleased with this. The fact that a locomotive this size, with no traction tyres especially, can haul a load like this is just seriously, seriously impressive. Absolutely no problem at all over the express points. It's just incredible to watch, I must say. Watch this. So look how close the end of the train is to the front of it again. That is ridiculous. Have I gone too far? Let me know if you think I've gone too far. That's the back of the train, and that's the front of the train. Okay, let's see if she can handle this then. This, I refuse to believe that it will perform this without flaws. No way. Let me just get it up to a better speed. I'm not going to be too mean. Okay, that is virtually unbelievable. I mean, she doesn't like it, she's struggling. But that is just unbelievable. So that's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 wagons and 3 coaches. Oh, in saying that though, she's got stuck now. Oh, that's a shame. I did make it a bit ridiculous in fairness, but it's so impressive to see a locomotive doing something like that, I must say. I just want to get another shot of her in that sunlight because she is stunning. Oh my, just look at that. So here's my ratings then for the absolutely stunning Bachmann Class 08. So taking into account all the detail and packaging thing, the packaging was very good, but we've seen that from Bachmann before. The detail blew my mind. It was so incredible. All those separately fitted details, the weight of it, even if the body wasn't die-cast, the weight of it altogether was very incredible. All of those separately fitted handrails, the glazed windows, the sprung buffers was a nice touch. Sprung name couplings. It's just really good to see. So and with that taken account, of course we had an incredible performance as well. You saw how long the train I gave it was, and you saw how good that crawl was. So all that taken into account, I've given it a solid 5 stars, which even if that's just my rating, that might be maybe a bit too kind. If you think that's too kind, please let me know, because I like to hear other people's opinions. But I also want to say, given the strength of that locomotive, that just to put that into our context for a second, that means this is more stronger than this and this put together. That's quite impressive. So that's my ratings for the Bachmann Class 08. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. I hope to do more locomotive reviews very soon. Goodbye.